All right. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another exciting night of some keyframes. I'm super excited to get into this. I don't know. I don't know that I really got out of my keyframes mood in the last few recordings that I did for it, but I'm just really in a big keyframes mood. I'm really enjoying playing this game. And so, I found out, because I kind of have a schedule for recording, that tonight was going to need to be a night where I need to record keyframes. And I was like, heck yes. I'm super excited. Also, little Christmas outfit tonight. Super excited. It's a little bit of an issue trying to figure out because of course like I'm recording these videos and then I'm editing them into 1 hour long videos for, my main channel and trying to figure out the schedule when each video goes up so I can figure out when I need to stop wearing the Christmas outfit. And I think this one that I'm about to record for now goes up on Christmas. And then after this one is, after Christmas, but I'll still be wearing this outfit because it's going to be in the same recording that we are doing tonight. So behind the scenes, it's a little bit weird, but I'm excited to get into some more keyframes. The last time that we played, we were kind of in the middle of this scene. It just started, but it was the time that storm had come in, and so I needed to stop recording, which was a good thing because I think like the second that I turned my computer off, my power started to go out and like flicker. So it's a good thing that I stopped when I did. But just as a reminder, we are talking about they just said something about like she's going to be graduating and getting an office job. And then Cameron said that they had more schooling to go through. And Deja says, not when you chose it. And that's the last thing that we had read. So let's get into this and let's read some more. I'm excited. Cameron fell gracelessly backward, their hand pressed against their forehead. After a bit of shared laughter, he settled to idly watch the clouds drift by. People came and went across the lawn, and thanks to the slow hustle and bustle, your mind wandered away from classes towards thoughts of today. Of the lovely weather, the good food, and the company to be had. It'd been a while since the three of you got to spend time together like this. Can't believe I'm graduating next year. Chunks of grass were being pulled up by the root, dirt scattered as the fact hung in the air. Had that much time really passed since you met them? This time next spring, you'd be seeing them cross the stage into the next phase of their life. Pretty wild, huh? Crazy that I'll have to start applications soon. That early? Yeah, I mean, I'd be a shoo-in for the program here, but I don't know. I was thinking about applying to some other places too. That's sad, actually. Like, obviously, do whatever's best for you, but that's kind of sad. I went here because it's near my folks, and I saved a fortune not having to pay rent. But it feels like maybe you should talk to your parents about it. I'm sure they'd be able to help you figure the scarier parts out if you ask. No, that's true, yeah. I shouldn't give up before I even try. And it's okay to feel anxious about it, but I hope that doesn't stop you from doing what you want. It's just easy to feel overwhelmed, Hey. And I know I can break it into some smaller steps, but that doesn't. Hey, look out! Oh no. The shouting from across the way stopped the continuing conversation in its tracks. Your head swiveled, and you spotted a herd of students stumbling in heated pursuit of their wayward frisbee. All the commotion froze you in place, oh no, making you a convenient stopping point for the very thing they were chasing. Thankfully, the frisbee wasn't going so fast that it would bruise you. It still hurt when it smacked you in the face. Ow. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Are you all right? Yeah, it's okay. Hey, glad you're apologizing. Less glad that you almost trampled us. Oh, no, sorry again. We were trying to stay in the corner, but just be careful, will you? The offending students wilted a little under Deja's disapproving glare, and they quickly left with another mumbled apology and their metaphorical tails tucked between their legs. Unbelievable. It's all right, Dee. I don't think they could have apologized more if they tried. You know, I have expected it to be them. The Frisbee people? Or wait, you thought they were Elio and the others? Yeah, I thought they were doing a bit, running and shouting to see what we'd do. Didn't realize it was a bunch of strangers until way too late. Let's be a little fair to them. Sometimes it's not Percy, Jamie, and Elio causing a mess, it's us. When have we caused trouble for them exactly? I'll get back to you on that. Where are they anyway? You invited them, right, Kit? I guess I did. I don't know. Let me check. Ooh, okay, hold on. Yeah, so the last thing that we had talked about was Percy's weenus being more important than a bunch of veggies. Do you guys want to go to a picnic? Hell yeah. Something to look forward to after my exam. Lol. LMAO, yeah, sure. Green? Blue? That's a good one. We ate all the food. That's a pretty good one. I'll say that. No! LMAO, we are on our way. Just got Elio from his last final. To be fair, you know, if you're in finals, that does make sense. I just thought of how strange it is to be wearing a Christmas outfit during spring in the game, but you know what? It's Christmas. I just want to double check and make sure that this is one of my favorite conversations. It's so good. I've been thinking about it a lot. We just did that. This is the very beginning conversation that we haven't done anything with since. Okay, I just wanted to double check. They're on their way. Cool. We've been hanging out with them so much the last 2 weeks that it's kind of weird not seeing them. Crazy that we basically just met them. Elio really made good on actually hanging out after the barbecue. Did you think he was actually going to? Nope. But that's nothing against Elio. Most people say they will, and then life happens, you know? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened to everyone I met during orientation. Not that I showed up to any parties people tried to throw anyway. You showed up to this party. That's all that matters. Like I would ever miss it, come rain or shine. It shined today, thankfully. Looks like we're finally done with spring showers. Good. We got so much rain, my folks got sandbags to keep the water from leaking into our garage. Soup day wasn't bad, though. That new recipe was a hit. We'll be making it again next semester for sure. The semester you won't be here. I don't know. I'm wondering if Percy's painting is finally dry. It should be. I don't know that much about painting, but I feel like it should be dry if it's been 2 weeks. Maybe we should get some supplies for our next rainy day out. Actually, I like that one. Supplies here means water guns, right? Why stop there? Let's get a t-shirt cannon, a bunch of water balloons, some body armor. Dee, you're painting a picture that's way more ominous than we need. Having some water guns of our own probably would come in handy if we're out in the rain with the guys again. Yeah, imagine if we got in there earlier. It could have been carnage. You guys are literally the quietest people here. I have zero idea how you expected us to find you. What do you mean? Just look for us with your eyeballs. Hey guys. Whoa, there's so many people on the screen right now. Woo. Elio invited himself down into a corner of the picnic blanket, grinning as you, Deja, and Cam shifted to make room. Percy opted to sit on the grass nearby instead, while Jamie hovered next to him, with arms crossed loosely over his chest. How were your finals? Jamie shrugged noncommittally, while Elio, after meeting Deja's gaze and securing her approval, plucked a grape from the bunch to snack a bit before he answered. Sucked. Who knew astrophysics would be murder on your brain? Yeah, how hard can rocket science be? Percy chuckled, shaking his head as he reached to snap a cracker in half. He handed one piece to Jamie before snagging the other half for himself. It was fine. Exams are exams, you know, I'm not sweating it too much. Probably didn't strain myself too hard compared to you guys out here. Finding an open spot on the green is more stressful than anything else. You're telling me. Nearly had to have Cameron bowl over a sorority. They were fundraising, too. Dangerous stuff, man. Their arrival quickly lapsed into casual conversation, a back and forth between the three of them, Deja and Cameron and you. That's a weird way to say it, but okay. It was like the end of the barbecue all over again. Stretched out across the lawn, talking about anything and everything, except this time it wasn't so much to learn about each other as it was to catch up on the gaps in between. While I'm thinking about it real fast, hold on. This is literally going to take like 2 seconds, so I'm not going to pause the recording. But, yeah, we're good here. Okay. The other day I was recording something and my microphone, like I have effects over the microphone, so that like you don't hear background noise, things like that. Nothing that actually changes the way that my voice sounds, but just the way that the microphone interacts with the audio, I guess. And the other day, one of them had turned off, and I don't know why. So I was suddenly in the back of my brain, hold on, let me check that and make sure that we're good. It actually was a little bit lower than it should have been, but should be good. I don't know. And then, yeah, that stays on in the background. How many buttons can I press in one go, huh? Okay. Did the 6 of you look like friends now? I hope so. Did you even want to? As he listened to what must have been Elio's 1000th time or 1000th retelling of his attempted frat rush freshman year, Percy smiled gently, barely concealing a laugh by pressing the back of his hand to his mouth. Now that you'd gotten to know him, it was true that Percy was quieter than his first impression had implied he'd be. He wasn't usually the first person to suggest things, and he was more than happy to roll with the punches when it came to, well, everything. Instigating was a rarity unless strangers were involved. It was an uncommon combination. Oh, wow. Okay. You'd hope for friendship at first, but you ended up not feeling so compatible after 2 weeks. You've been right from the start that you'd get along with him. Or, ooh, do you have feelings for him? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. We talked last episode. This is the funniest thing to not know. We talked last episode about how I don't know if I were to be playing the full game and like actually going after somebody, that I don't know who I would go for. And I think that that is really influencing my thoughts here, because technically speaking, playing this game, I could say like the same thing for all 3 of them, then it won't matter. I don't have to like only have one in a single box, you know? But I think the fact that I don't know who I would go for their route for has me questioning everything. Is that weird to say? Because I'm somewhere in between these two. I like Percy in a friendship sort of way. But I'm also like, I wouldn't mind if I ended up doing a Percy romance route. I'm gonna say we'd get along, because now that I've said that, that feels more right. then saying, "Ooh, you're growing feelings." Like, I don't know, I'm still undecided. Therefore, we're all friends. Something about Percy just seemed to click with you, and you reasoned that the two of you would only grow closer as friends with more time and hangouts. And maybe you'd even get to where he was with Jamie and Elio, and he'd get to where you were with Cameron and Deja. That's when I looked down, pants gone, just straight up. All right. What a way to enter a conversation. And then? What do you mean, and then? Then I walked back home, knees in the breeze. Elio laughed, his cheeks warm from both the embarrassment and the laughter. His entire body seemed to shake with infectious joy, and even the strangers who happened to be sitting nearby stifled chuckles at his enthusiasm. What are you listening to our conversation for? Pulling people along with his orbit came effortlessly to him, whether it was a chance meeting or something more insightful. Either way, you knew time spent around Elio was a promise of something interesting happening. I like that it changes the text. Now I actually have to, I still know that this is I don't like him, I'm friends with him. Oh my God, I have a crush on him. But I like that the text itself changes. I have to read them. This is so sad. He brought more trouble than you thought, and your hopes for befriending him were dwindling. That's so sad. The two of you are attached at the hip, just like you expected. That's pretty cute. You were friends, and thankfully he hadn't noticed your growing feelings for him. Is that the exact same that Percy's was? It's really, really close. That's so cute. We're attached at the hip. Elio made himself easy to befriend and easier to be fond of. He was fun, and obviously hanging out with him was a guaranteed blast. You weren't so insistent as to think he'd spend every waking moment with you, but when your hangouts did overlap, everything just fell naturally into place. All the while, Jamie and Deja were content to listen, splitting a plate of fruit between themselves as Cameron and Elio batted stories back and forth. Amusement gleamed subtly in each of their eyes, though Jamie's veneer was quicker to crack. All it took was a particularly silly noise from Elio, and Jamie coughed a delicate laugh, shoulders jolting in a moment of unguarded humor. With a reputation like campus boyfriend, there'd be some expectation that Jamie was untouchable, literally or otherwise. Watching him laugh, though, he was obviously just him. A normal student, albeit one who liked playing up a sense of mystery. I I like the way that it says fonder feelings in the crush one, even though that's not the one that I'm going to choose, because I feel like with him, like we said before, I felt so neutral about him, and the game took it to be that I absolutely hated him, that I definitely feel fonder, but in the context of later on in this game actually pursuing romances with the boys, he would probably be third on my list. If I were to list them, rank them out in in order of who I want to pursue first, second, and third, he would be third because he's a little less interesting than everybody else. I'm sorry. But I like the term fonder feelings because I feel like he's more of a friend than Percy and Elio are. I'm trying to figure out how to explain that to you, because that wasn't it. It's like I said before with all of the other students who are they have certain expectations of him, and the campus boyfriend thing, and how those expectations don't match who he actually seems to be. And I had said I'm gonna fight everybody for him. You know, like, get behind me. I'll protect you from all the other students in this college. I definitely feel like there's this fondness there, but it's more of a protective knight and prince sort of fondness than it is any sort of romantic feelings. Trying to explain your thought process is so hard, y'all. I'm trying my best here, but I feel like he's like the most that I would say, the middle. Even though I don't love the way that this is written, but he's the most solidly in the middle option for me. You'd guess that you could be friendly with him, and you'd been right. He wasn't nearly as intimidating as people made him out to be. As it turned out, all you had to do was respect his boundaries. Revolutionary thought, that. And when you did, Jamie had revealed a bit of a mischievous streak and several other facets of himself besides. Psst, Kit. Okay. Interesting. You blinked out of your reverie as Percy gestured with a flick of his wrist to catch your attention. Still sprawled on the grass, he pointed to your other side, where the picnic spread sat under the sunlight. Next to a pile of strawberries, the open foil wrapper of a chocolate bar gleamed, its contents left to melt into an improvised dipping puddle. Percy's eyebrows wiggled. Help me out with... You've gestured to strawberries and chocolate. You need help dipping your strawberries, my dude? Why? You plucked a strawberry from the bowl, and with 2 neat swipes over the melted bar, you soon presented him with a chocolate-covered treat. You're a saint. You could have done this yourself. And without further ado, Percy dipped down and took a bite, hugging the whole berry out of your grip. Straight on my hand? How do I pronounce this? Plunks. Ew. Don't make it weird. You started it. I hadn't even read it yet. That, me saying you started it, was my actual, in real life reaction. I love when that happens in visual novels where I say something and the main character says the exact same thing. While he thumbed a bit of strawberry juice from the corner of his mouth, Percy nodded slightly in your direction, his voice evening out into the usual calm tone. So what's up? Your head's really in the clouds. Yeah, I was just thinking about you. Damn. Percy raised a brow, lips curling into something unreadable as he snorted. His head lolled onto one shoulder and he narrowed his gaze at you, in what you guessed was his attempt at being playful and intimidating. He only hit half of his mark, though, as a sunny smile broke through his pensive expression. You sure you want to risk it? People tell me I wreak havoc in their thoughts. Or was it their dreams? Yeah, don't flatter yourself. You weren't the only one there. Okay, ouch. It's the truth. You didn't bother to stop the teasing smirk from creeping onto your own face, and only then did Cameron insert themselves into the conversation with a low whistle. They made a show of rolling onto their stomach, feet kicking in the air as they propped their chin on both hands. Such tension. What's going on over here? I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it until later. Where's Chad? See that, silly? I was hoping for details. I mean, I can recap it all, but it's all just small talk. Sorry, Cam. You know Kit's not the type to say anything too scandalous. Never mind, but I expect something juicy next time I ask. Anyhow, I was really going to ask what everyone is doing this summer. Not much. I was planning on sticking around Fairfield, but I haven't figured out where I'm staying yet. You got any room at your place, Cam? Don't. My folks would adopt you. All part of my long con. Any other plans? Making the biggest meatball. Singular. I had meatballs for dinner last night. Tonight. It's like dinner already happened and therefore it's in the past. Therefore it's last night. But no, it was a couple of hours ago. They were pretty big. The last time you tried that, the meat at the center stayed completely raw. I could understand that. No, okay, so this time I'm going to put the spaghetti inside the meatball. Okay. And I'm doing an internship over at the observatory, the one near campus. Yeah, had to fight off like 20 other people to get a spot. Figuratively. Makes sense. If anyone else in astrophysics is trying to stay local, they'd be applying there. Yep. Our options are basically wherever a program already exists, like JPL in California or Cape Canaveral. Lame, right? Both of those places sound like solid summer vacation spots, dude. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to convince myself this was the better option. Anything on the agenda for you, Jamie? Well, my dad went back to visit his family for the summer, so I was planning on staying here too. Yippee, let's go. I mean, obviously, because we know there's going to be a summer section where we're all hanging out. So, like, oh my God, everybody's staying here for the summer. No way. You didn't want to go with? No, it's important for him to have his time with them. My going along would just mean that they'd want to accommodate me instead. Grandson adjacent affection and all. I am sleeping for all 3 months. Damn, let's go. Summer classes, that's not me. Summer job, that's not me. I'm just going to work on myself this summer. What does that mean? I'm sleeping all 3 months. Driving to make the most of your summer, huh? If there's AC, why not take advantage of it? I hear you. If I'm up any earlier than 9, then 9. It better be because I haven't slept. Then 9. I think 10 a.m.'s early. Listen, I like waking up at like 11 a.m. 9 o'clock in the morning? There's something wrong with you. That's the opposite of what I was planning. Yeah, but he's just as serious about it. And what about you guys? My internship's in town, so I'll pop in from time to time. Same old, same old. Unlike Cam, my internship's in the city, so I am going home. But you'll see me around when campus tours start back up. Wait. So would that mean that we're getting summer section without Deja? I'll probably be back a few times aside from that to keep Kit company. Thank you. So no crashing in your dorm for the summer? Funny. Even if I said yes, our RA would never let you. Summer housing is so expensive, though. Tough shit. You did turn in our form to stay for the summer, right, Percy? Yeah, relax. We got the place for another season. So we'll all be around, more or less. I'd known we could have gotten one of those vacation homes together. For the whole summer? I've never considered that before. That's kind of cute. No, no one can live with that many bean bags other than, well, us. But we're still hanging out, right? Only if you guys want to. I know everyone's probably busy, but, you know, my home's technically a town over, and last year Deja and Kit weren't really here, so Cameron shrank as the open invitation became a point of sudden insecurity. But Elia was more than happy to pick up where they'd left off with a cheerful pat to their shoulder. Sure, I'll figure out when everyone's free and we can set up a thing. This guy's birthday is at the end of summer anyway, so maybe we can make a big thing out of it. That's cute. Well, I don't really need that. Maybe something simple. He might enjoy the, I don't even know how to say that, Persides? We can meet up before then. Seriously, I'll put something together. That's my best guess. I don't know. The summer break would be longer than the ones you'd had in high school, nearly 4 months of long, warm days on the horizon, with a near guarantee that you'd be seeing familiar faces along the way. Maybe coincidence had brought you together, but it was a more thoughtful, willing friendliness that had kept you together while the semester had drawn to a close. Now you wanted to hang out and chat with them, to know more about the dorks you'd met. You can tell when I read a certain part of this sentence by how soon I laugh. I don't know why that one. I normally read like a sentence before I speak it. I don't know why that one I was so late. And with summer just a week away, you'd finally have the chance to do so without fixating on your usual worries. The normal in your life had now grown to include 3 new figures. Sure, everyone had their obligations to meet, but after that, there was no telling what kind of mischief everyone would get up to during the long days and the late nights. It was truly going to be the summer experience, both burning excitement and relaxing, languid ease, each of which would only be enhanced in the company of friends. As soon as the break surged into full swing, you were sure you'd be swept up into their pace again, and you'd found yourself looking forward to the journey. I was going to say that's the end, isn't it? We were 30 minutes away from the end when the storm hit and my power went out. Sweet. Congratulations on finishing your spring semester. From all of us here at Blank House, thank you for playing. We're excited to see you for summer, but first we're launching a Kickstarter. I think the Kickstarter just ended recently. If you're interested in continuing to support our work, please follow, share, and tell your friends. Find us at Twitter and Tumblr. I think I'm following them on both Twitter and Tumblr. At the very least, I know I'm following them on Tumblr. See you soon. Yippee! Okay, so the conversation that I wanted to have was that I had read, I think it was on Tumblr, but I'm not 100% sure. I had read that whoever you talk to one-on-one in the end of the picnic moment, which was that moment, is the one who you have the most points with. Which is why when it popped up, the one-on-one conversation, I paused because I was like, oh, okay, I guess I have the most points with Percy. Congrats. So, fun fact, I guess. Like I said, I don't know who I want to romance in this game. It's a real problem. I could go for any of them and be okay with it. Damn, I can't believe we finished it. That's crazy. And I've seen, because I've been, do you want to see me up close? Hold on, I can do that. Give me a second. We can put this in the background. Hey guys, what's up? It's me. I have been just sort of glancing at the coding for this game because that's something that I like to do. I haven't really looked too much into spoilers as I've been playing, just the moments that I did play in order to see what was going on in the background, how my choices affected the game. And there's quite a lot of customization in this game that I could see and understand why people would play over and over and over again. Like, for example, the personality quiz that we did at the very beginning, it gave me a summer personality. It gave me fall. I don't know why I said summer. And so there's a lot of moments in this game where your personality affects what you say, or, what you do. There's also so many random moments that the game just leaves up to a dice roll, basically. That I understand people playing this game over and over and over again, and I'm really excited for the summer season section to get put out into the world. I really like this game. like I said, I think that it's super fun and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I want to see because, hold on. Sorry, I still have the game right in front of me. Isn't there a way that you could see what your stats are? Is it in information? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is all the same. So in case you wanted to know what my stats were like, pretty good, I feel like. Got a lot of fucking compassion. I'm off the charts in terms of compassion. Composure, pretty good. Charisma, I have a little bit more riz than I do composure. Let's fucking go. And then confidence, pretty middle. Not a bad amount of confidence. I could see why it's lesser than the rest, but the charisma is kind of surprising. I figured it would be like composure, compassion, charisma, confidence, but it's actually compassion, charisma, composure, confidence. Interesting. I really wanted to know. Interesting. Where's the main menu? With all that being said, I was not expecting to finish this game in 30 minutes. I thought that there would be a little bit more. I thought there was one more moment, but maybe not. Maybe I had them all. This wasn't counting correctly. I really like this game. I hope that you guys were really liking it as well. I can't wait for the summer season to come out, but I'm going to go ahead and end this video here because we finished the game. There's nothing else to do. So thank you for joining me tonight to play the rest of Keyframes. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you. If you're just keeping up with me for Keyframes, I'll see you when the summer season comes out. If you're keeping up with all my videos, I'm about to hop into another one, I guess, because I still have time tonight. So I'll see y'all for that video.